This week we are continuing with our UK adventure and sharing our experiences when we visited the Cotswolds. It is such a breathtaking part of the UK. And I was able to check one item off my bucket list because we stayed in a traditional shepherd's hut. I cannot wait to show you. It was so adorable, such a great experience, and I'll be sharing that today. We also stepped back in time and explored history at Blenheim Palace, which is the birthplace of Winston Churchill, and visited one of the best pubs and the best farm shops in that area. And today I'm going to be sharing it all with you. Don't forget, if you're enjoying our videos, make sure you hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Ladies with Manor Diaries, to ensure you see all our videos when they first come out. But first, let me take you back to the UK and share some of our experiences of our big UK adventure.
I've been wanting to stay in a traditional shepherd's hut for a long time now. And we had the perfect opportunity to stay in this beautiful shepherd's hut called the Roost. It was on a 270-acre farm in just outside of Oxford, and it even came with its own wood-burning hot tub outside. Everything about this beautiful shepherd's hut was perfectly proportioned. You entered in the front door and were brought into a space where they'd fitted a beautiful kitchen. The bed was tucked right into the nook. It had a little table and chairs. It had everything you needed for a really lovely overnight stay. It even had, just behind this door, its very own bathroom.
What are you doing, staring at those coins?
I'm trying to memorize what each one is.
Or how much each coin is?
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Like this little one here, it looks like a dime, is 5 pence.
Okay. Well, that makes
But,
sense.
well,
It's small, it's only 5 pence, right?
Yeah, but it looks like our dime, so it's confusing.
Oh,
Because our nickel is bigger than our dime.
right.
But this is like the nickel, but it looks like a dime.
Okay.
And then the one that looks like a quarter is 10. So it's 10 pence.
10 pence?
It looks like a quarter.
Well, you got them all lined up in size?
Yeah. And then this one here, which looks like a stop sign.
A stop sign?
Yeah. It's like hexagonal. It's got 6 sides.
Uh-huh.
And it's 6 sides? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 sides. And this one here is 20 pence.
Okay. But that one's
Which, yeah.
smaller than the...
Which I don't relate to anything because it's a really weird size in it. Looks like a stop sign.
Okay.
And this one here, this one looks like a, kind of like the size of a loonie, but again, looks like a stop sign. And it is, what is it? I can't remember.
That's 50.
50 pence. Which is, yeah.
But the 20 is smaller than the 50
And
pence.
this little tiny one here, that looks kind of like a loonie or a toonie, is 1 pence.
No, it's not 1 pence. It's
Or
1 pound.
Oh, no one.
Yeah, no wonder you haven't been getting very far. I think that's 1 pence.
1 pound, yeah. Like in Canada, there is no 1 pence or 2 pence anymore.
No.
There's never 2 pence in Canada, but there used to be 2 pence here. And then 2 pounds, I don't think they have one. Because I've never got any in change. So
Or maybe you're just not lucky.
Yeah, maybe I'm not lucky. Maybe I can't afford a two pound one. That's like $100.
Yeah, it's not $100.
Yeah. So anyway, and the thing is, it's in really, really tiny writing in Olam. Like, you know the toonie, there's like a big 2 and stuff? No.
Well, that's why maybe they have the 50 pence and the 20 pence at different shapes, because it makes it easier to distinguish.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to have to make sure I bring
And then
my
the
ring
other
in.
thing here is that the notes are different sizes,
Yeah, wanna see that?
depending on how much. So the £10 is smaller than the £20.
Right. So this is £5.
Right.
This is easy because it's got a big 5 on it. It's pretty straightforward.
Right.
5. But in the 20. Ooh. Bigger. Let's just wash this one and it shrunk.
No, I didn't wash it. But that kind of makes sense too, that the
It doesn't work well in the wallet.
yeah, but the notes, it makes it easy if you're blind.
I think
You can tell which one's the bigger one.
we have Braille on ours. There's no Braille on theirs. Oh, no Braille.
Well, there's Winston Churchill on the back of that one though.
Is there?
Yeah.
There it is. Looks grumpy.
He always looks grumpy.
And who's this guy?
I don't know, what's it say? I don't know.
I don't know either.
You'll have to find that one out too.
It says, light is therefore color.
Yeah, that's not going to help you.
No.
We'll have to figure out what that is today.
Exactly. Sure, he's famous for something.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I don't think they would have put him on a £20 note without being famous for something.
Yeah.
That's Bob from down the road. Let's add him on.
Yeah. You know what Winston Churchill's famous for?
You tell me.
Saving the world.
Okay, well that's a fairly big, substantial thing to be.
He did.
Don't spend all that money all at once. That's all I'm going to
That's
say.
all I got. It's got to last us the next 5 days.
We're not going to be eating much, are we?
No. I got £50. I'm rich. And then on the £5 note, we've got Queen Elizabeth, the former. Well, she's still the queen, but she's passed away.
Yeah.
And then we have
The king.
King Charles.
That's the first note that I have seen with his
Well,
face on
I've
it.
seen in Canada. I've seen him on the coin.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm a bit behind. Obviously, I've not had any cash because I've not seen him at all.
yeah. I don't let you to have cash.
Oh, very cool. So you got one of each.
One of each.
With the challenges of the English coins put to rest, it was time for us to head to Blenheim Palace. This is an amazing palace built in the 1700s. And I was so excited. I'd been there before, but I was excited to get through the courtyard and to see this amazing exterior. It's such a iconic shot. Unfortunately, they're renovating the roof, and now this is what we saw. Lots of white plastic covering everything. But not all was lost. It is just a stunning estate. So we started in the chapel and just looking around and seeing the craftsmanship and the time that they would have put into this palace when they built it. It was actually built between 1705 and 1722. And they even have the original Blenheim fire engine, which was a steam engine. Back there, it's been returned back, and it is in and surrounded by these beautiful gardens, manicured gardens and waterfalls, and this palace is just stunning. And amongst all this amazing architecture, the beautiful landscape gardens, we couldn't resist taking this shot. We headed inside to see the room where Winston Churchill was born, and it's got all sorts of paintings that he painted inside. And the paintings don't stop there. They are just everywhere, including in this great hall, where if you look up, you can see the painting that Sir James Thornhill painted over 20 meters above you when you're standing there in 1716. And it's just stunning. One of my favorite parts were these little mice that were hidden around the palace. And they're actually hidden for children to be able to find. But they were so cute. There were some in Winston Churchill's bedroom and in some of the china displays. But such a fun thing to look for. Everywhere you look, you are surrounded with this amazing beauty, whether it's the artwork, the fabrics, the tapestries on the wall. This is the green writing room, and it just is so beautiful. And then you moved into the first stateroom, where you could see these spectacular tapestries that lined the walls, and they tell a story, and you can just imagine how many hours of work went into creating these. The Long Library is thought to be the second longest room in any house in England. It is 56 meters long and 10 meters high. And it has this amazing statue of Queen Anne that presides over one end of the room with a beautiful old organ, pipe organ, at the other. It was fascinating to walk around the exhibition about the life and times of Winston Churchill and his huge legacy that he left the world. And such a fascinating story, and a real step back in time and into the history of the UK. Walking into this room that was set up like Winston Churchill's summer house, it really took you back in time and made you think about how he lived and what he did back in history. It was really fun to go downstairs in the palace and to step into the world where the servants would have lived and worked. And the kitchen felt like we were stepping into Downton Abbey. It felt very much the same as you see on the TV show with the bells hanging on the wall. And it was just really fun to kind of step into the lives of those people and how they would have lived back in the day. We then got to experience something that will only be available for the next 18 months. You can take 109 steps up into the scaffolding where they are renovating and redoing their roof and actually see Blenheim Palace in a way that you will never see again. So they have built this amazing scaffolding tower where they're doing the work, but it allows you to go up into the roof and actually see everything from right at the top of the building. And this is something that's only going to be open for the next just over a year. And then after the work is completed, it will all be taken down and people will never be able to go up there again. So it was really special to be able to see this bird's eye view and to experience standing right on the top of the building. It's kind of hard to believe that these statues are normally standing right at the top and you would just look up and see them. And they were explaining to us that this stonework was actually hand carved in the 1700s. And these are stone roses that you can see here would have been carved back in the 1700s. And this is the first time anyone has ever seen them since and been this close, because for all these years, you've never been able to get right up to the top. Our final destination before we headed out to the gardens was the old stables. And I loved this horse that was all made of willow. And it was just amazing to be able to step back and see where the staff would have lived in the stables. And I was really excited to see top hats and bowler hats hanging from the tree. Oh, I had lots of ideas of things I could do with this idea. Outside, there were so many different gardens, from this Italian garden to ones that had been left to be wild, the secret garden. There was this beautiful rose garden that had lavender filling it. And then the Grand Cascade, which was designed by Capability Brown. And it was a beautiful, with the water and the water lilies, just a stunning place with a really cute boathouse that looked over the stunning view. After our busy day at Blenheim Palace, we decided to head to a quintessentially English pub called the Royal Oak in Ramsden. And it's in the heart of the Cotswolds, and it had this beautiful greenhouse area out the back where we had a table where I found Stephen taking some photos of his delicious drink that he has now brought back to the Thirsty Whippet and has now reproduced here. But this space was just gorgeous. It had the beautiful greenhouse feel, but it was in an older pub with the old Cotswold stone. And we couldn't leave the Cotswolds without visiting a farm shop with these really cute sheep and an amazing array of produce, all local, that they were selling. It was really quite amazing, along with a beautiful garden centre with so many plants and trees and flowers, which were just stunning. And a greenhouse that gave me new inspiration for the greenhouse and the orangery I would love to bring back to the Ladysmith Manor. It was just gorgeous.
As you can see, we had a fabulous trip. And to be honest, we can't wait to go back. It was our first trip in 7 years. And it's definitely given us the taste again to travel and get back to the UK. We'd like to go to Ireland. There's lots of places now, we have a list. But hopefully we can go a little bit more often than 7 years. We're hoping to at least be going back once a year or going away once a year, which will be fun. But we did bring back some great goodies. And I'm going to wait until Stephen is around. He's actually busy at the moment, so he can't join me. But we brought back some gins and some fun things that we will share with you over the next coming weeks. But the one thing I did just wanted to share with you today was the one big piece that we decided we wanted something to remember our trip that we could bring back, put in the pub, and it would remind us, but also share a little bit of our trip with everyone who comes and visits us. So we found in Harrods this amazing print that we are going to get framed, and we're going to put it in the pub, and we just love it. We carried it around. Let me rephrase that. Stephen carried it around London in a huge Harrods bag because we went to Harrods fairly early in the day, so we had to walk. We continued our walking tour, but we safely got it around London. We then safely got it back on the through the airport and on the airplane, but we are going to frame this, but I just love it. I love the fact that it's just so quirky. It's got the Tower Bridge and the Tower of London in the background. And then it's got all these little characters that are sitting on, and it's called the Thames Kipper. And so we will be getting that framed and putting that on the in the pub as a reminder of our UK trip. And it's kind of nice. I just love it. Every time I look at it, it makes me smile. So you will have to come and see that when we have it framed and put up. But we will be traveling again, and I can't wait to share more of our adventures. But in the meantime, we have our summer market coming up, which is on the 19th and 20th of July, if you haven't already got it in your calendar. This year, our theme is The Greatest Showman. The tickets are on sale, and I will put the link below in the description so you can go over and see all the information on our webpage and reserve your tickets. It's going to be a fabulous weekend. We've got 27 amazing vendors and artisans that will be here. We're going to have our ice cream bar, we're going to have live music, we're going to have face painting, we're going to have circus games. We're going to have a big top scavenger hunt, which I'm really excited about. And all sorts of prizes and goodies, and the beer garden will be open, and yeah, candy floss. We're going to have a candy floss machine, which is on its way. We're going to be getting that next week. So over the next couple of weeks, I will be sharing more of our behind the scenes of what's going on, but make sure you have that in your calendar, 19th and 20th of July. And like I say, the link in the description below will take you and give you all the information. So I'm gonna finish my coffee and get back to work. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week. We've got lots of updates on what we've been doing here in the house for you next week and in the beer garden. So come back, join us next Thursday for the next episode of the Lady Swift Manor Diaries.